Over the past 2 years, the world's 10 wealthiest people saw their net worth more than double to $1.5 trillion. At the same time, income for the majority of the global population dropped. That's according to a new report by Oxfam.
We've really had, during the pandemic, an inequality explosion. And it's been a period that has been an unprecedented boom for billionaires.
That's because much of their wealth is invested in the stock market, which until recently has performed remarkably well. Those living paycheck to paycheck have had a much harder time. Early in the pandemic, when much of the global economy was shut down, unemployment soared. Many had to rely on food banks and government assistance to get by. Oxfam says women, minorities, and developing nations have been disproportionately affected.
We know that 160 million more people have been forced back into poverty. That's been a real setback after years of making progress in reducing those numbers.
Oxfam and other organizations fighting global poverty are pushing for a global wealth tax to help pay for vaccines, health care, and protections for the world's poorest. More than 100 billionaires and millionaires who call themselves the Patriotic Millionaires agree they should pay more taxes. They recently signed an open letter released at the World Economic Forum in Davos, calling on governments around the world to raise their taxes. The letter states, this injustice baked into the foundation of the international tax system has created a colossal lack of trust between the people of the world and the elites who are architects of this system. Argentina raised $2.4 billion for COVID relief by implementing a wealth tax. The U.S. and other nations are also considering a similar tax.
So many of the goals that we had in terms of poverty reduction or gender parity have been set back as a result of the pandemic, which is why it requires strong intervention, and it's really a question of choice because this extreme inequality is not inevitable and it is possible to address.
Karina, CGTN, Stowe, Vermont.